welcome to another special episode of Gundam Battle Operation 2 featuring us revisiting the Zaku Mariner, a unit that a lot of people found underwhelming. Now, I have both levels of the suit now, and I'm going to open this up by just talking about my experience with it, and then we'll go into the details and then the match. So please hang with me for a sec. This suit I found to be absolutely frustrating. I kind of liked the style, was aping in a way the Zaku Marine type, which I happen to really enjoy. But the problem was, it felt like it just didn't have the options and the abilities to do what it was being asked to. And as far as I'm concerned, it was being asked to be a mid-range support, which is obscenely dangerous for a unit like this, especially with what its loadout was. Now, I couldn't find all of the changes, but I can tell you what I feel or I think has been changed. And that would be the unit's main gun, the sub-rock gun. I think they lowered the delay on it, and it seems like it does a little bit more damage. I'd have to go back and check my older footage. It feels like they added a little bit more stagger and a little bit more damage to the unit, which is effectively one of the big problems it had, is it didn't have a lot of being able to trip up the enemy and really put a hurting to people. So a lot of times it was just easier to ignore the damage, or to ignore the damage and walk up and murder it. So I'm going to be quite honest, as a unit, I feel that it struggles in a lot of ways, but let's look at what we have here. It is a ground-only 400 cost to 450 cost support, as a ballistic resistance and beam resistance of 15, a melee resistance of 12, not terrible, a range strength of 35, a melee strength of 10, which is pretty good, a movement speed of 120, not that surprising, and a thrust gauge of 60. For parts, we have 10 close, 11 medium, and 7 long. Now, if I have the full buffed out version, those are all just one higher than what they'd normally be. For equipment, we have the Sub-Rock Gun Enhanced, which is not a terrible gun. It's will follow your reticle once you fire a burst, and the burst can do some pretty substantial damage. And they have a little bit of a blast area. We have the extremely normal blow enhanced. There's nothing funny about that, I assure you. We have the magnet harken, which I did not use in the match, and I hardly ever get to use because I don't like to die to raids that badly. The shoulder sub-rock launchers, and the back sub-rock launcher, which is a ADS. It had the little ADS reticle, which means they kind of course correct and try to hit the target within a certain sphere. And for skills, we have the high performance radar level 2, high performance scope, observational data link, frontline support system, aquatic mobile shooting, which lets you, when you're in water, move and fire your weapons, leg shock absorber level 3, quick boost level 2, not bad, and high performance balancers. My personal opinion, I think it's much improved. I find it to be generally pretty entertaining, but I don't pilot it like a support per se. I kind of pilot it like a range general, and it seems to kind of perform well there. I just am a little shy about the melee. So, that's my opinion. We'll see how it does in the match to come.
Hello, and welcome to the match, everybody. Hope you're having a fantastic day, and, well, let's see how we do in this. Oh, boy. This is the third time I have done a video on this individual unit, and, I think this is probably a good demonstration of some of the improvements made to it. Even though, in a lot of cases, I just feel like it lacks, the appropriate term, some bite. So, I still like the way it plays. I like its weapons. It's a fun suit, and I enjoy it. So I'm going to come up here and hang out for just a second, trying to get a feel for what's going on. And I'm going to try to make this like an idiot and not. So I'm going to end up doubling back. Now you might have noticed that my entire team besides me are raids. Yeah. it's going to be a heck of a round. So I'm going to come up to B. And I notice a guy trying to capture it. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and just jump this guy. But he notices, pops out. I'm going to drop these. Now the good thing about the main gun is they're wire guided in this, so I can have a little bit of time firing them and then adjusting them. So I'm going to play around this part of the map so I can duck down behind this for a little bit of cover. Not that I'm overly worried. So this guy, if he had pushed me, he probably had a better time, but he doesn't, so he just kind of lets me get away with shooting at him a lot and then trying to like fake him out by turning opposite directions. And he gets a little bold, pushes forward, notices I'm looking at him, and then kind of backs off, which he really should have pushed. Because otherwise I'm going to just take his legs out from under him because, well, that's what the unit can do pretty well. And he's gone. So we're going to go ahead and capture D now. The unit still suffers from a lot of the same issues it did before, and I explained that in at least the support logic video. But it does feel like it does a little bit more in the damage department, especially the main gun. And it does feel like it has a bit more stagger buildup, and it's a little bit more agile than I remember it being. But that could all be just me not remembering well. But it is a good unit for being obnoxious, and you can throw a lot of firepower out. Oh, there's tradition. It's always nearby. Now, tell me in the comments how long I live at 314 health, because I don't know. I hadn't paid attention to that. But guys come back to B, so I'm going to drop down here. Now, he probably took the judgment that I wasn't going to be able to kill him that easily as a pilot, but I have explosive weapons, so he's dead now. And I stopped that capture. Now it will get captured because he's going to keep spawning in at that seat. I don't think we're going to be able to kill him fast enough. And, well, we do have some things that are a bit of a preoccupation at the moment. So I got a guy coming up behind me who one of our dudes is jumping on. I'm going to try to jump in and help to take him out, or at least make him go away. I'm going to jump up here because I'm all too aware of how easy it would be just to kill me. And, well, I'm trying to move around and be helpful. And he spawned in at B. He captured it really quick, too. And he killed me instantly. Well, that's revenge for you. So, I think it's better than it was when I first played it. But it does feel a bit underwhelming, and it mostly is at the damage, I think. And honestly, it doesn't do bad damage for what it does. It's just that, well, at the cost range in the 400s, you're dealing with things that have pretty decent ballistic resistance still, so you're just not getting the kind of damage an energy weapon would get. Oh, and bam. Don't get a kill guy mid-air of a bazooka every day, but today was one of those days. So we're gonna go ahead and capture D. I guess he's just gonna have to deal with this. But we're bringing our unit back in, and again, I think it's much improved, and it's pretty decent as a unit, but it just won't be one of those super high damage supports, and I don't think it was ever intended to be. So I'm going to fire down there using a bit of guidance to get it snaked in there and help our dude, number 2, to catch up a little bit with that guy and get slightly a bit of a edge. And we're going to put that really, the guided weapons to use firing across the way at that one guy. Now, I didn't wait to fire on this one. I just fired as quickly as I could because he's a raid, and I was hoping he wasn't paying attention to me. And he wasn't. So, it can do some pretty hefty damage, but it takes a bit of build up. And, you can do some dang good amounts of damage and help your team, but you need a team that is kind of giving you the space to act that way. And, we're under the 3-minute point, and we're about to have our base blown up. And our guys, spoiler, are going to fail to blow up their base, just so you know. But it's going to be a bit of a nail biter. So we come in, they destroy our friend right there. Our base explodes, and I got a little too close. I keep forgetting it doesn't have blast stabilizers. What can you do? So I'm going to come back around. I'm going to see that D's being taken. I'm going to jump up here, and I'm just going to spray down the area with our missiles and seize it back. Hey, nice easy points, so why not take them? You never know when you'll need an extra 50. And, well, our base is gone. They've managed to defend theirs, and our team is starting to make a bit of a push. Now, initially, I was going to come by B, but I thought better of it, because I played this map enough to know that I was going to die going that way. So I turn around, I go over near C, and I drop down behind my guys. Because I've learned enough about this suit that I don't want to be the first guy in front, because I will die. And I see there's a strike coming in. We don't want to get hit by tradition, so we back up and let tradition have its space. Now I'm going to move back in, and this ridge here, I don't know what to call it, bit of the explosive edge, whatever. I'm going to come up, help one, kind of push this guy off this, and then I'm going to start harassing, which this unit's actually really good at, because it can just throw a bunch of garbage at people, and it can be a bit annoying, because you got to keep moving, otherwise you're going to take a decent amount of damage. So I'm just kind of flipping between the weapons I have, and I'm trying to throw out what I can to support my guys. So, two, I can't help him at the moment too much, but I can work that guy over, and create some openings, and we'll just erase him from existence. He doesn't belong here anymore. Throw it down there and help this guy no longer exist. Oh, there, number one got him, and there we go. Let's see how we did as we reload. Cha-ching! And that's it's the power pose. There, we'll say that. So we didn't get any board position. Well, not a surprise, but second place. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.